Hey everybody! I have a special guest today, Tiara Brown. Tiara, you are in the ring with Christine, girl. How are you doing?
Yeah. I'm glad.
Hey,
I'm glad.
but I'm gonna stay away from you because you got those killer body shots. So
Oh
we're
no.
just we're just gonna go light. We're just gonna go light.
Okay. No bell
So
went off. So as long as the
no,
bell doesn't go off, I'm good.
okay, good. Nobody ring a bell, please. Nobody ring the
Right.
bell. So I'm in Dallas. Usually it's warm here, and I woke up to snow. You're in
Oh my goodness.
Florida. What is that weather like?
Well, right now it's like 65, so it's not all that hot. It was warm last week, but it's better than Washington D.C. weather, so I'm not complaining.
I know, right? So, speaking of Washington, D.C., when did you make the move to go to Florida?
So I moved back here 1 month ago.
Okay, 1 month ago. That's fabulous. And I have so many people that I love and respect out there in Florida. My friend Willie Ortiz from Kind of Local Sports, I won this tracksuit on his
Yeah.
show. So shout out to him. Christina Cruz,
Oh,
Perfecting
that's my girl,
Athlete.
Christina Cruz.
Yeah, Christina Cruz. I
Yeah.
know, love Christina. And she's loving it
Yeah.
too. She's loving Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
our mutual friend Peter Kahn, who I love and admire. He's awesome. I was just talking to him earlier about you, and all good things, all good things. And then of
I'm
course Sam
glad. I'm looking.
Rosales.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
Talk to me about Peter. What were you going to say about Peter?
I'm looking forward to speaking with him later today.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a really great guy. You know, in this world, in this boxing world that we have, unfortunately, there's some good guys and some bad guys, and he's definitely a good guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love that. So tell me about your training. How's your training going down there? I saw a post. I'm hoping it was just like a heat of the moment thing where you were saying something about knuckle boxing. And I was like, no, talk to me. What's going on?
Well, I like to ruffle the feathers a little bit. I'm trying to get some traction. Because a lot of people tend to leave me out when they're discussing the boxing game.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that my career has blossomed like it should have.
Agree.
I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do on my end. I train 24/7, 365 days out of the week, so I don't know.
No, I totally agree with you. A lot of people don't really understand the business. It's like you can be super mega talented, but unless you have the right people around you to push you, but not only to put you on a platform, but that really care about you and your career, it's super hard. Have
It
you
is.
have you
It's really
learned
hard.
that during
I
this?
did. I have been learning that. Like I said, last year I trained every single day. I trained twice a day every single day, except for Sundays I train once a day.
Right.
And being told I'm gonna fight this day and then I don't, and then being told I'm gonna fight in these few months and then I don't. And I understand that COVID hit and the
Sure.
world was at a pause, but the
Hmm.
world was only at a pause for sports for a few months.
Right. Right.
I didn't fight any last year, and here we are in January. I was looking to fight at the end of this month. Now I'm being told that's not going to happen, and it's like, well, what do I have to do?
No, I understand. I totally see what you're saying. Like I mean, don't tell anybody, but when you were in the amateurs, you were my favorite. Like I loved watching you, and I was just like, this girl is on fire. And as soon as she goes pro, world champion, you know. And then yes, you get into the business, you understand, you see how things go and don't go. But I think I'm a firm believer in God and the universe and everything working together for good. And I just see that it's working in your favor. And I think you're finally going to get to where you need to be, where you deserve to be, because you are. I was talking to somebody earlier, and I've said it before. I said, if this woman is with the right team and the right situation, this is a world champion you're looking at, guys. Anybody who's tuned in, this is a world champion. I'm telling you. It just everything has to be aligned right, and I really believe that that's going to happen. Um, so JD Boxing, I'm sorry, has any promoters tried to get in contact with you as of late? So that's one of your questions.
Well, I'm actually signed with Jabella Entertainment.
And he has that big hashtag we keep fighting promotion that's
Hmm.
going, to promote women more and to put them out there. What has
Right.
he said to you in regards to doing this? He had a big a big he had something put out on social media and a press release about women and getting them on a bigger platform. What has he said to you about you?
Well, I think that Lou is doing everything he can do as a promoter, but as we know, it takes more than one promoter to
Absolutely.
build a platform, and he doesn't have a platform.
Right.
Why? I don't know. I'm not in that business. All I do is train. All I do is fight.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems as if he's done, everything that he possibly could have done, from what I see and from what I'm told.
Right.
But like I said, I didn't fight all last year. There were other women in his stable that fought. There were other
Right.
men in his stable that
Yes.
fought. But myself and my best friend Raquel Miller from California,
Yes.
me
I
and her,
like
we didn't
love
fight.
Raquel. Yep.
Yeah, me and her, we didn't fight. So it's kind of like I kind of don't understand it, because you did have other fighters who fought.
Right.
And why can't we fight? So I mean, I just try to take it one day at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I try to stay positive, and one thing I will always do is train hard. I'm always going to
Absolutely.
train hard, regardless if I have a fight or not. I train like I'm fighting right now. I
Right.
just finished working out, so I ran
Right.
4 miles today. I worked out. I feel good. I'm always ready to fight. I'm
Right.
always ready.
So I was on a panel not too long ago, and we were talking about, women pay the from the 2 minutes to the 3 minutes, why women's boxing is not bigger, and what can we do to change it. And so one of the comments was that, women aren't that exciting. There's not many knockouts, and I'm like, okay, Tiara Brown, I'm sorry, don't you have like 6 KOs? Six? Okay, so that's an excuse. This woman has 6 KOs, 10-0, 6 KOs. Come on, that's lame. Um, and exciting, huh? Check her out. She's freaking
Yeah.
exciting. I mean, you could headline any card. You could be an undercard. You could headline. You could be anywhere, and people would want to watch and be entertained. So all that is a thing of the past. But one of the things that they were saying too, and we just talked to Christina too. She was on a round table with us, is about the 2 and 3 minutes. Do you agree that you would like to have 3 minutes instead of the 2 minutes?
I don't care if we fight 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4, 5.
You're
When
getting
the
it
bell
done.
goes off, from the time the bell goes ding until it goes ding again, I'm gonna fight.
I know
And I
that's right.
train the way I train. It doesn't matter. I can keep going. It's like UFC, MMA. Those fighters, they fight more. I
Yeah.
think that boxing. I think all these managers and promoters need to come together with these MMA, UFC promoters, because their women are
Hmm.
known. Their
Absolutely.
women, their fan base is just as big as the male fan base. That's why I love watching it. I love
Absolutely.
watching combat sports in general. So I mean, if we fight 3 minutes, I do think you'd probably see more knockouts
Right.
in three
Right.
minutes because in 2 minutes, anybody can skate through 2 minutes for real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But three
Mm-hmm.
minutes, it'd be kind of harder to skate through. So, but like I said, either way, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5, I'm ready to go.
No, I hear you, and that's the thing. You're special. Not everybody's like you. You have these KOs, but not. There's some other women that aren't doing that. So they do want the 3 minutes. They want to be able, because sometimes these women are getting saved by the bell, and you don't get to finish
Yeah,
the job. So
yeah.
I totally get it. I totally get it. Shakur Armstrong, she was saying, we have to do better with female athletes, and it's true, we do, and we have to figure out a way to do that. And that's why, I personally I love boxing, period, but I also want to highlight my ladies, because we need that. Even with the things that I've done, there was nobody there holding my hand, helping me, especially women. And we got to
Yeah.
support each other.
Yes, we do.
It's crazy. So JD Boxing says, who are some of the 130s that you would like to fight?
I want to fight everybody at 130. I don't care who the name is. One thing about me, I don't like to throw out names because I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
forget somebody who
Right.
deserves to be thrown out there as well. Because then that happens to me all the time. They don't throw out my name. I'm like, wow, what about me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I try not to like throw names out, but I'll say I'll fight anybody. 125 to 130. Actually, I don't care who I get in the ring with.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's good. I love that. And
125
that's
to
what fighter
130
does.
pounds. I'm ready to
Bring
fight.
it. Bring it, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanna change gears just a little bit because I want to touch on the career that you stepped away from. And I want you to say whatever you want to say and just tell the people what it was and how it was.
Can you be more specific?
Well, you were a police officer,
Hmm.
and there was a lot of stuff going on. I saw some things on social media, and from my knowledge, you had to step away. And can you expound upon that?
So the reason why I decided to resign from the police department. I mean, first of all, I want to say that I loved being a police officer. I really did.
Yes.
It wasn't about locking people up and taking away people's freedom, you know, getting tickets, things like that. I could care less about those things because you have great officers that are
Yes.
great at doing those things,
Yes.
but you don't have terrific officers who are great at being community police.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
And so, like for instance, when I won the police officer of the year, I'm the first African American female to win that award.
Wow.
I won that award out of 3,000 police officers in Washington, D.C. And some of the cops were upset. They would say things like, well, why did she deserve it? She doesn't have, her statistics in lockups isn't high. What does that have to do with being a great police officer?
Absolutely.
You know what? That doesn't have anything to do with being a good police officer. I'm a good police officer because still to this day, a few days ago, I had someone call my phone. There was a murder and they wanted to tell me who they thought did it. You know, and I'm not even a cop anymore. I'm not even in Washington, D.C., but I still have people calling me, giving me information. You know, it's about
Congratulations on
supporting.
the award. Yes.
Thank you. It's about building ties with the community in the police department. You know, letting the community know that we're here for you. We are police. We are community servants. We're supposed to serve and protect, not abuse and neglect,
Absolutely.
not take away people's freedom and people's rights just because we have the badge and the authority to do so.
Absolutely.
And one thing I was witnessing in the police department was there were many officers that lacked sympathy and empathy toward the community, especially during the Black Lives Matter movement, right? You see what just happened in the Capitol building.
Mm-hmm.
The world saw that.
Yep.
The world is looking at America right now.
Absolutely.
Land of the free, home of the brave. Where is that nation? The world witnessed a group of terrorists because that's what they were. They were not protesters. There's a difference between a protester and a rioter. A protester, that's your right to protest. A rioter, you're looting, you're breaking things, you're being destructive. Two different things. You didn't see the same energy from law enforcement, from Capitol Police. Let me get that straight because it wasn't DC Police. It was Capitol Police. You did not see the same energy from Capitol Police with this terrorist group that you saw when Black Lives Matter was out all summer.
It's true.
There were many protests with Black Lives Matter that was peaceful. Now, yeah, there was a lot of Black Lives Matter that they were rioting and looting. Yeah, but at the same time, there were hundreds of peaceful protesters. But the media only liked to film the negative, the rioting, the looting. Mm-hmm. They didn't want to film the peaceful protesting. But even with the peaceful protesting, you didn't see the same energy toward that we just saw for this terrorist group that broke a felony offense, broke into the Capitol building with weapons, guns, saying they wanted to kill Pelosi, And it's like I got tired of working with individuals that I know are racist.
Mm-hmm.
I got tired of working with individuals who would, let's say we were at a protest, who would say things like, I'm tired of these people, or what do you expect from these people? Or during different situations where someone was shot or killed. I remember there was an instance, there was a 14 or 15-year-old boy who had been killed by a stray bullet that wasn't even for him. And there were officers saying, well, he shouldn't have been out late. The boy was walking to the store to get food because he was hungry. Yeah, he lived in a neighborhood that that there was a lot of crime. So what? Everybody's not privileged to choose where they live.
Absolutely.
Everyone is not privileged to choose when they eat and how much food they have in their house. This boy went to the store, the corner store, to get some snacks and lost his life. And you had police saying, well, he shouldn't have been out late. Or what do you expect from where he lived? Just things like that. I got tired of it. I got tired, sick and tired, actually. I remember protesters, yelling in our faces, flashing their flashlights in our faces, crying and screaming like we're tired of this. Every time there was an unjustified police shooting, not justified, unjustified police shooting, you have people that come out and protest. That's their right.
Absolutely.
The same way they're tired of people of color being gunned down illegally. I was tired, but at the same time, I have a badge on. So there are things that I could and could not say,
Yeah.
But I got fed up. I got fed up with being in an organization that has been infiltrated by a lot of police officers that don't deserve to wear the badge. They don't, because they don't care about the community. I'm a community officer. I love the community. I had people that I had previously locked up or had to save their life because they were about to die of a drug overdose. Those same people I see, and it's like, hey, what's up, Officer Brown? Hey, thank you for taking me off the street. I needed that. I might be dead right now. Just things like that. And I got tired of working and feeling like I was betraying my people. That's really what it boils down to.
Yes.
It really boils down to, I felt like regardless of how much good I could do for the department, I still am working with the enemy. And it hurt me. I couldn't take it no more.
I totally admire your stance and what you did. It takes a lot of courage, because I know that even resigning, it was hard and hurtful because of all the people that you were seeing on the streets that admired you and that you were helping and looked up to you and reached out to you. And I know that was really, really hard decision for you. What do we need to do as Americans? What do we need to do better? Where does it start? How do we begin to change? How do we begin to see, to be more compassionate and more loving and be more patient and tolerant? What do we do? Where does it start, in your opinion?
Me, see, the thing about me, right? I'm a Christian. So I'm not in any way saying I'm perfect, because I'm not. But what I do is try to live a righteous, holy, sanctified life in all that I do.
Yes.
I try, like I'll ask myself, will God be pleased with me if I said this to somebody? Will God be pleased with me if I did this out of anger? I try to think about that. Treat thy neighbor as thyself. Would I want somebody to treat me like that? Would I want someone to talk to my family members like that? And so with all these things going in my mind, that's how I conduct myself. And I think that as Americans, right, one thing I noticed, I've traveled the world. Being on the USA team, it allowed me to travel the world. I have so many friends I was talking to my friend last night who lives in Germany. Last week, I was talking to my homie who lives in China. Social media is great.
It is.
America, you have so many different nationalities and races. but we're all American. So put the
Absolutely.
color to the side. Put the color to the
Absolutely.
side. We are Americans. It doesn't
Yes.
matter if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, we are Americans. We
Hmm.
are all Americans. With this whole beef that's going on right now, I think it's so sad and it's heartbreaking because we are Americans. If you're a Democrat, you're a
Absolutely.
Democrat. If
Yes.
you're a Republican, you're a Republican.
Hmm.
So what? That's your personal feeling. That's your right. But
Right.
when the battle is over, like when the game is played, the winner's the winner, the loser's the loser. Okay, we've got 4 more years to try and play again, to see who
Right.
wins. We're not
Absolutely.
acting American. We're not acting
That's so
American right
true.
now.
And that was going to be my next comment to you because, yes, you've gone internationally. I also do, with USA team. And so you see the different countries and stuff and how people live and even the rights of women in some places. You've experienced some of those things in different countries. And it's like, I'm so proud to be here. I'm so proud to be an American, but at the same time, I'm also ashamed at some of the things that have been going on. I believe that
Yeah.
everything starts at home. How are we raising our children? Do we raise them to hate or do we raise them to love? Do we raise them to see color, religion, political stance, or do we just raise them to see none of that, but just look deeper inside into somebody's heart and soul? And that's what I believe needs to change too. Is it starts in the home. Um, but for those that there are some broken homes, there are some people that don't even have a home. What do we do? How can we show kindness? How can we show people how to be and how to treat each other? Only by our platforms. You have a grand
Yeah.
platform, and people are looking at you and they're going to look at you and you're doing an amazing job. I mean, when you became a police officer, I was so proud. When you decided to walk away because of the reasons you did, I was so proud.
Yeah.
Everything that you've done, you're such a great role model. And I think there needs to be more of you out there. Um, but something definitely does have to change. Most definitely it does.
And see, the thing about it, when I decided to leave, it took so much prayer.
Yeah,
It took so
sure.
much prayer because I love being a police. I
Yes.
mean, I can't even explain it. But to know that when I'm called, when I get to go, I'm saving the day and I'm changing somebody's life and helping them, that's wonderful. It's like you're a real action live hero, and it's like,
Yes.
wow, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. And to have to leave because sometimes look, me leaving has opened up the doors to so many conversations.
Hmm. Absolutely.
BBC called me. I did 2 interviews with BBC. They called from London. You
Mm.
know, it's like it's opened the door to so much conversation. What if I had not taken that stand?
Right. Right.
People wouldn't be looking into what's going on in the police department for the officer of the year to quit out of the blue. It was the
Absolutely.
hardest decision I've ever made in my life, leaving the force. It was the hardest decision I probably will ever make in my life, but I had to do it, and I know it had to be me. It had to be me. I know it did. But I miss being a police officer. But I don't regret what I did.
It
I don't
takes
regret what I
courage.
did because people need to know and people need to start opening up their eyes. And it's sad to say that when I left, I was cyber bullied. I mean,
Mm.
they just drug me through the mud.
Oh my.
So many police just drug me through the mud and just said like just mean things throughout
I'm so
Facebook and
sorry.
Instagram. And it hurt me because just a minute ago I was, you know, Blue Lives Matter, which I don't even agree with because there are no blue lives. I don't see any Smurf around here running around.
Right.
So that whole Blue Lives Matter thing, no, it's to make division, separation. that's where that motto came from, to make
I
division
agree.
and separation. Yeah.
Yes.
And the fact that I speak up and say what I feel, a lot of officers don't like that. They don't like that. But so what? It
There
needs
aren't
to be
people that have
said.
courage. Yeah, they don't have the courage to speak up against things that are not right. And you did. And so yes, you are going to get backlash, which is horrible. But they're the cowards, you know. I want to
Yeah.
ask, and whenever you decided to go and you told your family and everything, how was the support? I know you and your mom have a really strong bond, and she's always been in your corner. And how did that go?
Everyone was so glad for me to come back home because I moved away from home 14 years ago. When I graduated from high school, I went straight to college. I was out of high school for like 1 month, and then I went straight to college for 4 years in Georgia. And then from there, I was on the USA team. So I was traveling
Hmm.
the world. Then I moved to Washington, D.C., and it's been 14 years since I've been home. So now that I moved back, my family, they're happy that I'm back. My church, they're ecstatic that I'm back.
That's
And I'm glad to
awesome.
be home. I'm glad to be home so that I can, sow seeds into the community and try to build better relations with people, where I came from. And I just think one day at a time, one step at a time, we have to show people that even though I don't know you, I love you. And I can say that and mean it. Some
I believe it.
might look at you crazy, like, you love me. What's wrong with you? I love you. I'm a child of God, and so are you. And I love you.
Absolutely.
God made you. We're supposed to love each other. But
Absolutely.
some people have it twisted because they think you're only supposed to love your family. You're only supposed to do
No,
right by your family. Well, how do you know what type of person you are if you only love your family and you only
absolutely.
do right by those that you know? How do you know what type of person you are, really?
Yep, that's true. Speaking of the great Peter Kahn, he said, "True, true. Those who give backlash for speaking out are ashamed of their own cowardice." Yes, that's very true. I mean, this girl she's brave, and I've always admired you, and I still do. And your mama, speaking of your mama, she said, "Mom couldn't be more
Oh,
proud." I love it. Yes, that's
yeah.
beautiful. Hello from Dallas to the champ. That's Peter. Hey, Peter. No, I love listening to you, and I love talking to you because I have some of the same feelings and thoughts. And I'm like, I'm doing the interview, and I'm like getting emotional, and I'm not trying to get emotional, but
Well,
just
I had to keep
everything you're
mine in.
everything you're saying is right on. And I'm so glad that you stuck to your guns. I mean, you could have stayed and you could have put up with the bull, and you could have continued on getting these great awards and working somewhere that didn't appreciate humanity or you, but you decided to step away. And I mean, that's huge, and that's bold, and that's brave. And if more people were like you, this world would be a much different place. Absolutely. So I love that. I really do. Um, so if you were sitting in front of a bunch of kindergartners and you had to leave them with one thing, what would that be?
A bunch of kindergartners are very impressionable. Um,
Yes, they are.
okay, so have you ever saw that Instagram video where it's the two little babies? I don't know, maybe they're 3 or 4. I don't know,
Okay.
but it's
Okay.
like two baby boys. One is black and one is white, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they're just
Mm-hmm.
children. And when they see each other, they just boom. They're like running toward each other and just grab each other. I'm talking about, it's the best video. It's the best video because you have two little kids who know nothing about
Absolutely.
racism. They know nothing
Yes.
about hate. They know nothing about any of that. All they know is that's my friend.
Yes.
They don't know anything about color. All they know is that's my friend when I'm with this person. It makes me happy. So if it was a bunch of kindergartners, I would leave them with saying, treat others how you want to be treated. You don't
Absolutely.
want anyone to make you sad. So try your best to not make someone else sad. You know, you don't want someone to judge you, so don't judge them. I think that I think it's easier to love than it is to hate. Hate, it just takes too much to
It
do.
does.
It really does. It takes so much energy out
I
of you to
agree.
hate and be mad and be angry. It's better
Yes.
to, you know, be relaxed, show love, be kind and caring.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, you have to do all this extra stuff to be ugly and sabotage somebody's day. And it's like, why would you want to do that? Because you wouldn't want someone that to do that to you. You know, it's just it's true. And there was a comment, that's how it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to, you know, see color and
Yeah.
gender and religion. We're not. We just love each other and we get along, and we treat people the way we want to be treated. Absolutely. um
Yeah.
you know, I have somehow been invited on different panels and stuff, and it's kind of like they always want to call me, you know, to support the women boxing and to speak about it, and I love that. It was kind of like I didn't sign up for it, but you know, it seems like that's where it's going, and
Yeah.
so I accept it and I love it. Although, you know, obviously I'm a little old to be a boxer, but you know, I'm a trainer and own a gym, and I'm on Team USA as the trainer as well. And it hasn't been easy. You know, 20 years ago, it was
Yeah.
even a little bit harder. So I've seen some progress, and I see where it's going. And I'm willing to do anything that we can do to help support our females in boxing, and especially you. I just have a great feeling that God is aligning everything for you, and great things are coming. And I just can't wait to see it all unfold. I want to be there.
Well, I'm a very patient person, and I just believe that God has great things aligned for me. I mean, out of all the things that I've accomplished, all the awards that I was given throughout my life, you know, as a boxer and as a police officer, God has done great and wonderful things for me. Last year, the United States of America flag was flown over Congress on my behalf, by
Wow,
Congresswoman
that's
Eleanor
huge.
Norton. You know, and a lot of people don't
Wow.
know that. Um, it's just I'm patient, but at the same time, I know my worth, and I don't think that as a boxer I've been given the platform that I deserve. You know,
Hmm.
I'm not one of those athletes that go out partying and train 3 times out of the week and that's it. No, I
Right.
train every day. Boxing, I'm very serious about boxing. I'm very serious about boxing. I train every single day. And I think, like you said, I think I haven't got the background, you know, the team support that I need.
Hmm.
Um, so
Hmm.
I'm just praying that, you know, 2021 is different.
It's gonna
And
be.
I know
I just feel it. It's gonna
2021
be.
has already started off crazy and wild.
Yeah, it has, but it's gonna get better. It's definitely gonna get better. Um, oh, we're having a little technical difficulties. Okay, I lost you
Oh
for a
yeah,
second. I lost you for a second. You there?
yeah. I'm
Okay,
here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Um, so no, I just like I said, and I'm always gonna be pushing your stuff. Always, always,
Thank you.
personally. Yes.
I appreciate
Um,
it. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yes, I admire you. I have to. So somebody made a comment and said that a great fight would be T Baby and Michaela in a world champion title. You know what? I just want to see this girl on the big stage. Let's just get her rolling. Let's get her out there. Let's do it and then just see what happens. Believe me, if
Yeah,
y'all haven't
yeah.
seen her fight, y'all are going to be very impressed. Absolutely. Well, I see your dog back there. What's your dog's
You see
name?
him?
Yeah, he's so cute. He's
Oh,
like, hey, mama, we gotta go.
he's so spoiled. He doesn't like when I talk on the phone. He doesn't like when I leave the house. When I get in the shower, he tries to jump in the shower.
Oh my
I mean, you
gosh.
can't even use the bathroom without him. He's busting down the door. His name
Uh-huh.
is King.
Oh, King. He's like, okay, you taking too much of my mama's time. She's got to go. She has to pet me,
He's
scratch
funny.
me. So I just wanted to say, do you have any last words to anybody? And then also tell everybody where they can follow you and find you.
Okay, so my last words to anyone are, regardless of what's going on right now, let's just try to be kinder. You know, we never know who's going through what. We never know who's going through what. Some You may say something to somebody and you don't know those words that you said could have been the last, the last straw. Somebody might take their life. You just never know. You never
Yes.
know. So as a whole, I would like to say, let's try to be better human beings. Let's try to show sympathy and empathy and care for individuals that we may not even know. You know, let's just try. What is it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt.
It's true.
But everyone, I would like you to follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is Tiara. What is it? Tiara Brown Box. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to build up my Twitter because I don't have a lot of followers on Twitter. I don't really know how to. I
Oh,
don't
it's
really know
so
how to work Twitter that
complicated.
much. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
it is so complicated. And Instagram, my Instagram is T Baby Anointed. I'm trying to get my blue check. I should have been had a blue check, but
You should
Instagram
have
is
had a blue
playing games
check.
with me.
They
Instagram is
blocked me
playing
right
games
now.
with me.
They're
Instagram is
tripping.
playing games with me. They tripping.
Get
I
it
see
together,
people's page where
Instagram.
they have 100 followers and they have a blue check.
Right? I know. I don't understand. I don't understand. And they got mad at me because I unfollowed people that didn't follow me back, and now I'm like suspended for I don't know how long. So I'm like, okay, guess I got to do Twitter.
Right.
Well,
That
no,
is
it's
funny.
been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. Enjoy the weather, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Keep being a champ in and out of the ring.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.